Cassidy Renner, and welcome to Bells and Belts.
All right, it's Tuesday Animals. Oh gosh, I've tongue-tied on that one. It's Tuesday night, you crazy animals. Welcome back to Bells and Belts. Your world champions are here. I'm Cedric D here with Champ. That is Joey. Man, what's going on, bro?
You know, I gotta have the gimmicks. I gotta have all the I gotta have the official Bells and Belts belt over here, and I got the wait.
Don't worry.
Now I'm going. And then I got the other one here, the belt we're currently giving away here from Empire Belts, this WWF Intercontinental belt. So I got both showing them off in here today. So yeah, remember by supporting us and watching this right here.
Exactly, man. That's a beauty to freaking show off real quick. Yeah, that's the bad boy that we're freaking giving away, courtesy of our friends over at Empire Belts.
Yes, indeed. There you go. You can see the rules. If you ain't subscribed on YouTube, you're wrong already. Fix yourself. Because,
there you go.
because no, but for real, all you got to do is be subscribed. If you comment during the live broadcast tonight and you are subscribed, you're going to get 2 entries. If you comment on the video once it's posted afterwards in the regular comments section, we're going to give you yet an additional entry just for that. So if you want entries into this thing, it's pretty simple on how to get them. It's all right there. Just read it, and get with it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, man. Good deal. Let me go ahead and get you out.
Yeah, because I'm making notes over here right now. Sorry, after who's commenting right now and stuff.
No worries, man. No worries, man. So, how was your week, man? Everything good with you, man? Everything good with you?
Pretty darn good, man. So, yeah, I'm excited about tonight's show. Yes, indeed, because we are going to have some fun. We're going to talk about a number of different things. You guys, if you were here with us a little bit around 6 months ago, you already know Big John Dalton, and we're about to get into that.
Absolutely.
Have a lot of fun. We're going to touch on some things we didn't touch on last time, as well as take a look at some of their collectibles that they have. You'll see them as soon as they're on here. Some of them, anyway.
Absolutely. Before we bring them on, I'll do a couple of comments real quick. We see Wrestling Bunkers checking in. Wrestling Bunkers, good evening to you. Welcome aboard. We have Nesha, of course. Nesha, appreciate you jumping in. Welcoming everybody here to Bells and Belts. The generic jobber is here. Back again. Let's not forget to give Dirty Dom his back. See, it's when people appreciate it, man. It's like you got to give the people what they want, man. You got to give them what they want. The 123 days as AAA Mega Champion, 45 days into his second reign as Intercontinental Champion, none other than the 2025 ESPN Men's Wrestler of the Year, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Got to show the man some love. Speechless, Joyce, as usual, man. I'm telling you, but you know, the man is undeniable. The man is undeniable. So, yeah, good deal. All right. I am waiting for this to upload.
Dang, Nesha, put something in the comment.
Oh boy! All right, calling the man the cheater. The man is a freaking winner. The man is a winner. Platinum Swords Platinum Swords is here, Joey. Platinum Swords is
He
here.
is indeed this week. We were in shock that he wasn't on the show live. He did comment after the show, so we do appreciate that. And I do got your entry down for that.
Yeah, Fredericks is on. Awesome, good deal. First Memphis interview is going to be a good show. Absolutely, it's a good show. It's absolutely. So that's excited to see us. Frederick likes that belt, man. Frederick likes
nice. Frederick, are you a fan of Memphis wrestling? Are you any era, including the current one, especially? But got to know out there. You said your first Memphis interview, so I got to know. Are you a fan of Memphis wrestling?
Man crush, no. I'm just recognize the greatness that is Dominic Mysterio. We got an Antonio Mendoza sighting, man. So
man, what's up?
Where is Man Up? Man Up is not. He's not here. You'll see him. Do you? I'm just saying. You don't see him. He's not here. But anyway,
yeah. I mean, he works 26 hours a day.
I'm sure. This is one of those weeks that he couldn't get off. So but we're gonna keep the party going, and we're gonna bring on our guest, Joey. Welcome back to the show. Big John Dalton and Big Daddy joining us here live on Bells and Belts. Yeah! Gentlemen, good evening to y'all. How y'all doing? How you feel?
Doing pretty good. How about y'all?
Man, shoot, nothing but good times around here, man. And we definitely appreciate the time you guys coming back on. We love repeat offenders here at Bells and Belts. We really do. I love it, and the audience loves it. So good deal, man. Yeah, Joey, this ought to be fun. I'm already geeking out on some of the stuff in the background, but we definitely gonna jump into that.
Yeah, we already see it, but that's a lot of stuff here.
Yeah,
last time we really didn't get into. We talked to Big John Dalton about kind of growing up watching wrestling and everything like that. But now we do have some pictures to look at. We didn't prepare ourselves with last time, but let's take a look at some of those too, because these are some old pictures here. All right. Now we talked about before with you about when you first met Marcus at a show. Remind us about that again, because that was a pretty cool story. How old were you when you first met him?
Oh, right around 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
Wow. How old were you there in the picture where you're in the full like buff gear you had the boots, the tights, the hat, everything in that picture?
That was the day after his 7th birthday.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
How did you do that? How did you make the costume for that? Because I'm guessing Big Daddy, you had something to do with making that. So that's awesome.
It wasn't making it. That's all original Buff Bagwell stuff from Nitro.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Of course, the first wrestling show Dalton ever went to, I took him to, and Buff was there. He met him. And then just about a year later, Buff was advertised to come back to the Tupelo area. And so, of course, we got to go. And this is why, until the day I die, I always will say Marcus Bagwell is one of the best guys you'll ever know, is because Dalton is 6 at that time. He goes through the line, and Buff puts his hand out and says, "Hey, how are you doing, buddy?" And Dalton goes, "Hey, I already know you. I met you last year." And that guy, and Mark goes, "You know what? I thought that was you, buddy." And that meant the world to him, and he was hooked right there. And he's been Buff Bagwell fan ever since. Absolutely. And then, of course, we just keep following Buff. And anytime Buff's in the area, we would go to the show. He would let Dalton sit at the merch table with him, or he actually would escort him to the ring and be like his manager for the night.
I love that.
On his 7th birthday party was coming up, we asked him what he wanted to do, and he said he wanted to have a wrestling party. And he said, "Wouldn't it be cool if Buff could come?" And I thought to myself, well, how do we make this happen?
Yeah, wow.
So I got with his mom, and so we decided to rent a wrestling ring from a local company and have it at the church. And so I started doing some digging on the internet, and I found a guy who, till this day, is still one of my friends. His name is Jason Maples. He runs wrestling shows in Indiana and in the Gatlinburg, Tennessee area. And he knew Buff personally, so he got me in touch with Buff. I emailed him a couple times. He gave me his phone number. We talked. Next thing I know, we are having Buff Bagwell at Dalton's birthday party.
I love that. Oh, my God.
And just in case, because anything could always happen, so we really didn't tell Dalton that it was going to happen or anything. So we set it up, and I hired a couple more local wrestlers. And one of the guys who's still one of our good friends, his name is Tony Dabbs. He was a local champion at the time, and all the kids are in the ring just doing their thing, screaming, all that stuff. So here comes Tony out and telling all the Rugrats to get out of the ring. It's his ring. He tells them that if they don't get out, he's going to go slap every one of their mamas and daddies. And, who's going to stop it? So all of a sudden, Buff Bagwell's music starts playing in the church, and here comes Buff Bagwell full gear out there to save the day.
Oh, my God. Wow. Awesome.
The place went bananas, though. All the kids. And they got to watch Buff beat him up. So I'm sure
right.
that's what you got to give him. That's awesome. How many people could say they had a wrestling match? Got to have a personal wrestling match for their birthday with your favorite professional wrestler in the world. I mean, and
that bottom picture got Buff and Dalton in the ring with both their top hats on. That was actually later that night. There was a show in Tupelo where Buff wrestled Tony for the title, and Dalton walked Buff to the ring.
Love that.
Wow.
Actually, I have a picture that Buff Bagwell gave me. I want to believe that he had with him for years and years. And it's a picture of him and Lex Luger signed by both of them.
Oh,
he gave me that for my birthday of Lex Luger by his car and Buff by his motorcycle.
Well, it's actually the centerfold of the very last WCW magazine.
Okay.
Wow.
And it's actually on the wall right here. And it is it's framed and signed by Lex and Buff.
Awesome. Good deal.
Wow. That's crazy. That's a one of a kind thing. I bet that is like not gonna find anybody else with that. Wow. There's a hat.
Picture that you see of me as a kid. This is the Buff Bagwell hat he wore on Nitro with this gear.
Oh, wow. Autographed on top too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's epic right there, man.
We also have the tights, the boots, and everything that Buff wore when he turned. Well, let me backtrack that. I've had Buff's boots with us for probably going on 11 years now, and they're airbrushed like everybody knows Buff does. But I guess it was this past September, just a couple months ago, Buff and his girlfriend Stacy were in town, and he saw the boots, and he goes, "I did not know you had them boots." And I said, "What are you talking about? I've had these for years." He goes on to tell me that those are the original boots. Like, as soon as he went from Marcus Alexander Bagwell to Buff, they were plain black.
Sure.
And I just assumed that whenever he started wearing airbrush, they were new boots that he airbrushed, but they weren't. They were the original ones, and he had no idea. He just thought they were lost, but I've had them for the last 11, 12 years.
Wow.
Wow. Good stuff.
He didn't try to talk you into giving them back, did he?
No, he didn't.
Not that you were gonna. Like
Yeah, we have so much of his stuff because before his mom passed away, she actually got a big box together and sent us, I would say thousands of pictures, like old school Polaroids and everything of him coming up through the ranks.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate to hear. It's just like you're saying about how good of a guy, because I've had personal experiences with him too, dating back to like around 2000, 2001 and stuff. And then when he got on the indies and stuff like that, I heard people, you see people online bad mouthing him and talking about he was a jerk, he was this and that. I was like, where? Because every time I was ever anywhere, around a show that he was a part of, he was never like that. Now, he might have kept to himself at times, which he might do. If he don't know you, he might just kind of be sitting there doing his thing or whatever. If you don't know you or you don't come up and engage with him. But I never once saw Marcus have a smart comment for anybody or anything like that. Matter of fact, usually, like, if you asked him a question like that, somebody might think you're a mark to ask, he never even got smart with anybody about that. He answered stuff honestly and stuff like that. I was like, I never saw this apparent side of of him that people made up online or whatever. Because I'm like, I probably worked a good dozen or more shows that he was on and never saw him be rude to anybody or anything. As a matter of fact, he go out of his way to go, and I'm sure he still does this, went out of his way to go to the promoter, to go to everybody involved, and be like, what can I do to make this, what can I do for you guys tonight to make this bigger next time? What can I do to do this type of thing? He was always looking out for that show and to build that crowd and stuff, no matter if it was a small indie show or what it was. And it's like, that's the type of dude I always thought he was. So I'm like, I don't know where all the negative stuff online came from, because I never saw it.
I mean, that's the same way here. He's always been good to us. And even when Dalton was little, he never missed a birthday. He would always call, happy birthday, Merry Christmases. And, of course, people get so caught up in what they see on the internet. And obviously he's had a past. He's made mistakes. But the Buff Bagwell that I know, I consider family, and he's good as gold.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
100%. Wow.
Well, it's just like whenever Dalton asked me about wanting to train to become a professional wrestler, he had just turned 15 years old, and I really didn't know where to begin to do any of that. And I text Buff, and it had probably been probably about a year since I actually spoke to him. But I mean, within seconds, I told him that Dalton was wanting to become a professional wrestler. Is there any advice that he could give me and what I could do? And within seconds, he replies and basically just said, hey, if y'all need anything, all you got to do is call me. I'll help in any way I can. And obviously he has, because he's been on Memphis TV. Actually, he has been on Memphis television as far as a feature talent more than any other former WWE or WCW, ECW guy. And, of course, everybody knows the history of him and Dalton on television.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of that, that was completely awesome, because you look at people that have gotten to be a tag team champion with Marcus, and it's a short list, and it's a pretty elite list. Especially, we're not talking about some little indie off in nowhere or something like that. We're talking about Memphis Wrestling tag team champions with him. This was national buzz. This was all over dirt sheets everywhere. Countless hits on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere, all the platforms. This got a lot of buzz, which was great for everybody involved. Memphis Wrestling benefited especially, but yeah, this was incredible to see. Your childhood pictures with him, and then get to see you winning a tag team championship with a guy who, of all his accomplishments, is legendary for being a tag team champion, and what. Especially all, again, the reigns he had in WCW with multiple partners and everything he's ever done. It's like, golly, man, to get that honor. How many people and would Marcus have even gotten in the ring with to do this for?
Right.
Because
it's so cool, because there's one picture that I actually made when Dalton was like 8 years old. And it says Buff Daddies, future tag team champions. And in pretty much 10 years to the month, they do become the tag team champions. And I love, if you go to Buff's Wikipedia page, this is crazy, but I look at it all the time, because it's so, as a father, it makes me smile. It just makes me extremely happy, because it gives us tag team title range. You got the Patriot, Too Cool Scorpio, Shane Douglas, Big John.
Yeah.
It's like you're amongst those legends. Yeah.
Also got to tag with Scotty Riggs and defend the title.
Yes.
Next tape and after. So technically, I'm 1/3 of the American males.
That was cool to get to see Scotty in the ring in any form again, because it had again been a number of years since I know he had stepped into a ring. I know now he's like a big shot up at AEW and stuff like that. Got to deal with them, and I'm happy to see that. There's Shadow Warrior. Big shout out to Shadow Warrior.
Oh, Lord. Yes, I do want to give a shout out to Shadow Warrior, because actually, of course, the hat. Of course, that's the original hat that we have, and then the hat that Buff wore on his very first appearance on Memphis Wrestling with Dalton, I have also. But Shadow Warrior is a big Buff Bagwell fan and a big John Dalton fan, so for Shadow Warrior's birthday, we kind of gifted that hat to Shadow Warrior to him.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yes, I see his content too. He's on social media as well, posting stuff, and I enjoy seeing his stuff on Facebook. The tags with Memphis Wrestling too, and everything he's involved with, and stuff like that. He's always got appearances. He's making time to time on social media with Memphis Wrestling, so that's awesome, man. And you never know. You never know. One day, Big John Dalton might be the vet with Shadow Warrior as his tag.
That's exactly what I said. I said, I hope we live long enough to see Shadow Warrior and Big John Dalton win the tag team titles.
Yeah, somewhere, some way, yeah. And I do believe Memphis Wrestling will still be alive at that time too. So it's highly possible if Shadow Warrior decides to continue to pursue that years from now when he meets the age requirement to get started and stuff. So pretty incredible.
Well, actually, Memphis Wrestling holds a kids camp.
I see that.
Had 3, and Shadow Warrior has been at all 3 of them, and it's a great thing because we actually, I think Shadow probably is the youngest one to attend at 6 years old, and then we've had them up to 15, and it's just a great program. All the kids get in there, and they start to learn about how to create their character, and they get to do goals and things like that.
Sure.
They do get a little mad that they can't get in there and beat each other up, but
no,
not
quite yet, kids.
Yeah, we have the showcase for the parents where they get to come out in full gear, however they want to, and cut a promo.
Nice.
Wow, and see, people are paying bukudos of money to do this, like at WrestleMania Access, things like that. But you'll never get, like, if you're Memphis Wrestling and you're at this kids camp, you're going to get this personal kind of personal setting here in a really cool studio where you're doing TV all the time. They get to be a part of it, get in the actual ring around the actual wrestlers, and get to see this and stuff. And it's like that is something special right there that really nobody else is doing. And it's awesome to see that they're getting to have fun with it and get a taste for it. And it may be, like you're talking about, what prompts them in the future to sign up and actually train to be a wrestler one day. You never know. Even if it's just 1 or 2 kids out of those camps that decides to do it one day, it's going to be awesome. Wow. Tell us about.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well,
no, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Because how we're talking about how Buff gets some grief and stuff all over the internet for just past things that he's done. Of course, everybody knows the story about his leg, but obviously when him and Dalton won the tag team titles, was kind of, I guess, in the middle of his leg thing going on, and he, of course, still had it, but he wasn't getting around very well. And a couple weeks before he was going to be coming into Memphis, he was kind of worried that he wouldn't be able to do anything. And then the day that he got there, he wasn't feeling well. But he's an older man now. I mean, he's going through all this, and he said, you know what, I'm not letting Dalton down. I'm getting in the damn ring. And so he did, and you saw he got in there, and he I don't know what he do. He did all kind of stuff. He wanted to do a blockbuster, which stopped him from doing that. But but then, of course, they won the tag team titles. Then he come back the very next taping with Scotty Riggs, and he's been back a few times since.
Sure,
absolutely. I mean, you know what? For what we're all seeing from him in his content he's putting out, if Buff has anything to say about it, he will be doing a blockbuster again here in the near future. And if he says he's going to do it, I kind of believe him that he's gonna find a way to make it happen. Well, and I know he's working his butt off.
He come to Memphis in August of last year, right after he'd had his amputation. And he come back, I think, pretty much just 3 weeks later in September, and he had just got his leg. And I mean, he was getting around on it like he'd been waiting.
Yeah, he's walking.
Yeah, man.
I don't see how that we're going to stop Buff Bagwell from getting back in the ring.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope it happens. I mean, it obviously it will happen at Memphis Wrestling when it does. It's the perfect place for him to have that last run or match or whatever it is, for him to do, just to get back in there. Maybe a few last times, whatever he decides to do with it. He's the only one that's going to know what he's capable of. Clearly, like you're saying, he's not a young man anymore either. So he's, but yeah, the look of the determination you see out of him in the videos he puts out, and the content he puts out, it's like for him to turn around and be moving and able to do the things he's doing, because he's talking about, he's like, I'm gonna run. He's like, I'm gonna run those ropes in that ring. He's like, I'm gonna do this and that. It's like, I'm not gonna bet against him. He's probably gonna do it. So
well, that's why I'm
some form of it
right here. After Dalton and Buff won the belts, these are actually the belts. Well, this is one of them. I have the other one over there, but this is actually the belts that they held, because I wanted to make sure I had those.
That's amazing. Yeah, those are awesome tag team belts. Some of my favorite. Memphis Wrestling has beautiful belts. If you guys at home haven't really followed the product, make sure you go and you subscribe to their YouTube and you follow their. I mean, I love the current Memphis Wrestling Heritage Championship that we see Tim Bosby with, that just made its return after he won the belt. Right. Love that belt. That thing is beautiful. Well, and the junior title. That's
one of my favorite. That and the women's title.
Yeah.
I just look pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, those are all of them are very nice. They've done the combination of all you guys there, and all the belts you guys have done over the years. It just keeps getting better. We were talking to Dustin about it when he was on the show and stuff like that. You could just see the wheels turning in his brain. He's always coming up with something new, something different to do with it. And he likes doing all the customs, and you're not going to find another independent wrestling promotion that's doing all these custom belts and different things too.
Right.
Which is what really
separates the second belt ever made for the Memphis Wrestling. The first one was like this, but it black. Then we went to a white shirt when Mike Anthony won. And I was on hard cam. I recorded this match, and then 4 months later, maybe I wrestled for the same belt. So that was my first ever title match was for this belt.
That's incredible.
Jared Job said, if Kevin Ryan found a way to keep wrestling with an amputated foot, Buff will do a blockbuster. Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. And we will definitely stay tuned to his journey and see that happen, because it's probably going to be sooner rather than later. You just watch. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Frederick got a good point there. The Memphis belts are nice. They're always doing something with that. And like Dustin said, he's always thinking of new designs, new ways to do it, new customs. The Simon custom belt was insane. That thing was awesome. Yeah. So that was another really cool thing he did. And I doubt Simon's done it all with everything he's going to do in Memphis Wrestling either. So, but that's thinking about that. Well. Tell us about some more of this merchandise behind you here. You got a ladder back there?
So I'll go to this one first.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
This right here is a signed Top Dollar action figure, personally.
Oh, wow. Okay.
For the record, I did beat Top Dollar.
Okay.
If you've not seen that episode in January of 2025, Dalton pinned AJ on Memphis Wrestling.
It was cool.
Turned around and wrestled in a triple threat with him and my former tag team partner and tag team champion, Kay Toomer. Came up short in that one, but I still did beat Top Dollar. This right here is a personal favorite. This is a Matt Hardy action figure sign.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's this ladder.
Yeah, this ladder is when Dalton and Kay Toomer won the tag team titles. It was in the very first ladder match in Memphis Wrestling, and this is the ladder that Dalton climbed up to pull the title down, and I got Matt Hardy to sign it for me.
Okay.
Because Matt Hardy was on that taping.
Yeah. And he was at the Grizzlies game too. I remember that. Right. He was he had a couple different things he was doing while he was in town. That's amazing. Yeah. Not many more iconic people, especially with a ladder match, than Matt Hardy. So that's pretty that's awesome.
Right. And then a few other things. This belt right here is probably, honestly, my personal favorite besides the tag team belt. This is a Lance Archer Murder Hawk Monster belt.
Okay.
There's only 10 of them made. He has one, and this is number 7 of the other 9. I got him probably 2 years ago.
Okay.
And then this belt, the Big Eagle, actually I've had for probably 20. I think my parents got it for me for Christmas of 2000. So I've had it going on 26 years.
Oh yeah.
That's the Fig Zinc.
Do what now?
The figures ink belts from back in the day. Yeah, absolutely.
You used to get them out of the wrestling bags or magazines or whatever. Yeah.
Sure.
They had the ads in them, and that's where we all first got into. A lot of us that are older first got into belt collecting from that. Yeah, that thing looks nice too. You've taken care of that. Like
it's either been in a bag or until we moved into this house, it went on the wall. So it's never been out and abused or anything.
Yeah, those plates still got a nice shine to them and stuff. That's rare with fixed belts now because most people have trashed them and they get all scratched up and stuff. Wow,
good deal. We got a question out here. Who you want to wrestle that you haven't yet? So yeah, who's on your list?
Well, it's a short list, but it's a list that I could talk all day about.
Well, hold on. Go ahead and say the one name.
Yeah.
That you said the other day. They responded to you on Instagram.
He just signed to AEW. I kind of called him out before he signed to AEW, but that is Jake something.
Okay. Yeah.
That's something that has been on my bucket list for a while, ever since I saw him at TNA Live. There was a couple of the guys that just kind of stood off to the side whenever TNA did tapings in Memphis. And then I watched him wrestle, and I just saw him over in the corner. I just went over there, gave him a fist bump, and said, "Hey, man, you rock." And I just like the way he worked. So Jake something's definitely on that list.
Good. Yeah.
And congrats to him signing on AEW.
Absolutely. Platinum Stores checking in from over on the Twitch side. Thank you, Platinum Stores. Appreciate that. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, man.
But going back to Buff Bagwell and Scotty Riggs, of course, they were both part of the DDP and the DDP Yoga. But including them two, we've had a couple of other guys on the show that have been a part of DDP Yoga, including Butterbean. Butterbean did a little segment with me on the show, and he traded. I gave him a Big John Dalton T-shirt, and he gave me
nice.
So I've had those for a while. Butterbean was awesome, man. I love the signature.
Yeah,
he's so humble and down to earth.
Let me zoom in on that. There you go. I love that, man. Good stuff, bro.
A lot of people forget his brush with wrestling, knocking out Bart Gunn at WrestleMania.
Oh, that was epic.
It's amazing that those guys thought that that you could have somebody just train for a little while to fight, or and come out there and fight Butterbean, and Butterbean just smoked him. I mean, you're talking about a world-class boxer, tough man, that's beating the best of the world. Butterbean was a household name already at that time. Right. It's like, come on, man.
And right around when Butterbean came, it was right around the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he was hot about all that.
Oh, he was hot.
Yeah, he wants to get involved in some of that too. I think.
Yeah, I bet he would, man. Shoot. Put me in the ring with put me in the ring with Jake Paul. Let me make a couple million.
Yeah. In his prime, Butterbean would have smoked the grass. He'd have beat the brakes off of Jake Paul back in the day. Oh, golly, I mean, yeah, I think that's the thing they don't realize. If Butterbean, if it was Butterbean in his prime, it'd been about twice Jake Paul's size, and would have just smoked him. So yeah, that wouldn't have been. Yeah, he hit Bart Gunn so hard. He did, man. He did. That was awesome. That's awesome. They got able to bring Butterbean into Memphis wrestling too. I bet. That's one thing about Memphis wrestling. You guys bring so many people in. We were just talking about it before the show. Wildfire Tommy Rich and the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Silas Mason and the Country Gentleman just being in there. What other place are you going to get a chance to see the youngest NWA World Heavyweight Champion of all time and the reigning NWA World Heavyweight Champion at the same time in the same place? It's like, that is unprecedented. It's it is that was awesome, even just to watch on YouTube, to get to see Tommy Rich back in Memphis wrestling, where he belongs. So wow. And I love the interaction with him and King Cobra. That was amazing.
Oh yeah, I saw that, man. Yeah, I think it was over 20 years that they
30. He said over 30 years.
Over 30 years they have. Yes, I was like, good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, but just Tommy's eyes lighting up when he saw King Cobra, like he saw his best friend from, like they never missed a beat or whatever. It's like, wow, that was cool to see two bona fide legends have a reunion over 30 years later. You're just not going to see that anywhere else.
Good deal.
King Cobra, he whenever he sees guys like that, it's like they peaked up like they never left off.
Yeah.
We've had handsome Jimmy Valiant, and they, as soon as they saw each other, it was we went and ate breakfast with them. I got to be a part of that, and they they hadn't seen each other in years, but it was like they just saw each other yesterday. Whenever Jerry Lawler came to the Wrestle Center for Christmas.
Got to ask you about that. Yeah. Keep going. How was that to have the King came home and was in Memphis Wrestling? Actually, this Memphis Wrestling for the first time, right?
Right. It was everything you would expect, mind blowing. It was speechless. From the time he walked through the doors to the time he left, you still didn't think it was real.
Yeah.
The sight to see.
That's one reason I'm so attached to Memphis Wrestling, not just because of Dalton, but because when I was little, I didn't watch Saturday cartoons. I watched Down on 5 wrestling with my grandmother.
Sure.
And until the day she passed, Jerry Lawler was absolutely the greatest man alive. I can remember being on Saturday mornings, and when I was little, and I've said this before, I believe Eddie Gilbert is the greatest heel of all time. And it comes, though, from wanting to have that, I guess, that competition with my grandmother, because I loved it when Eddie Gilbert would come out and beat Jerry Lawler's ass. And I remember, honestly, the very last, I want to say it was probably the last, it was one of the last shows before she passed away, was when Gilbert ran him over in the parking lot with the car.
Yes.
And I thought my grandmother was literally finna drive to Memphis and try because I can her cursing and throwing things at the television as a kid, because Jerry Lawler and Jimmy Valiant were her guys, and Austin Idol and Eddie Gilbert were the most hated men in America. And I know that the very first show I ever went to, I was like 3 years old, and my mom, my dad, and my grandmother took me. And long story short, and I did not know this until Jimmy Valiant came to Memphis, and my mother told me, and I don't remember if I've ever been told this before, but I was sitting in my grandmother's lap, and when Jimmy Valiant's music hit, I guess she just forgot that her grandchild was in her lap, and she jumps up and starts to clap, and I just take a tumble and go under, not down the bleachers, I can fall under the bleachers. And so just memories like that. And then
wow.
Oh, it's awesome. And just like the other day when Tommy Rich was there, I can remember shows that were in Blue Mountain, Mississippi, Ripley, Mississippi, when they used to run that circuit. And my dad would take me, and it'd be Lawler, Brian Christopher, Jeff Jarrett, Spellbinder, Doug Gilbert, Tommy Rich, all those guys. And it just brings back all these memories for me to obviously meet these guys from when I was a child, or to see Dalton interact with them and be on the same show with them. It's just great.
Yeah. That's unbelievable. Yeah, Jerry from the videos looked like it was nice. I was going to say it was nice because when we interviewed Dustin, he talked about when he first went to Jerry when he was going to start Memphis Wrestling, and he was like, he told Lawler he was thinking about doing it, and all this stuff, and Jerry told him, he goes, Memphis Wrestling is dead, and he didn't know that Dustin had this work ethic and everything. he was going to drag this company, put it back where it belonged and everything, and have meet a lot of great people like yourselves and to help him do it. And to see Jerry's expression of like, man, gummit, he did it. Like he said he was going to do it, and he did it. And here is Memphis Wrestling, and it's a big deal in professional wrestling again. And you don't have to be just in Memphis. You can watch this, you can follow this from anywhere in the world and watch everything that's going on. And you really should, no matter where you are, be following it and supporting it, because he really has. He's and it's kudos to everybody, you guys included, like everybody that's involved with it. And he gives credit to everybody like he did when he was here, and we're definitely going to have him back on in the near future. But just to see that effort that goes into that and everything that is put Memphis Wrestling back. Now, I got a question for you though. Do you think it'll ever happen that PG-13 will be?
Well, I will say this: I have campaigned for that
I know, right? Everybody wants PG-13 back because everybody knows them from back in the day.
I'm not sure when it was. It's probably 6 to 8 weeks ago, probably, but it was Bill Dundee's birthday.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
And JC Ice recorded a little video, and Dustin aired it. And I remember texting Dustin. I said, I don't know what I have to do, but I would do anything for you to get Jamie Dundee on Memphis TV. Because
But you got to get Wolfie with him. You got to get Wolfie too. Come on now.
I know.
I know. We need it. Come on, man. We got to have both those guys. You know, it's like yeah. One is great. Don't get me wrong. If you get one on there, that's great. But come on.
I follow both of them on Facebook, and I know that Wolfie the other day posted a picture, and he said hell is frozen over because they're supposed to appear somewhere in Ohio, I think in March at this big convention together.
What? Because Wolfie swore off of him a few years ago too, or it was all over the place talking about he's done with him and all this stuff. But I tell you, but I mean, both one without the other is still good. But it's like, man, it's PG-13. You got to have them both there together. Everybody knows these guys. I mean, they are a staple of USWA wrestling. It's like you cannot name that list of people on USWA without mentioning them too. They were the greatest tag team overall that ran through there. It's like.
I put this. I saw this comment, and this resonated. And I Big Daddy, and I want to like chime in with you on about the huge family amongst his fans and whatnot. Being a generational wrestling fan from your grandmother, your parents, you now your son. As we enter this current landscape in professional wrestling, and we no longer have the territory, but we have these we do have these indies like Memphis wrestlers. I just want to get your perspective on that, in regards to the generational impact of wrestling with families.
Well, I mean, I can just go ahead and say I'm an only child.
Yes.
And so growing up, obviously, like I said, I had my grandmother and my parents that would take me to shows, and more or less it was my grandmother and my dad that took me to a lot of shows. But then my mom would be the one going to Walmart or wherever and buying me the figures.
Right.
And, and like I said, being an only child, I didn't have brothers or sisters, so I had wrestling.
Sure.
And because a lot of people give wrestling so much slack because predetermined, all these words that people throw out,
right,
over the top, ridiculous, and that's all the reasons I love wrestling. Because,
sure.
Because when I was a kid, if I had a bad day at school or whatever, I could come home and you could lose yourself in the wrestling world. You could be Hulk Hogan, you could be the Ultimate Warrior, you could be Jerry Lawler, you could be all these people and all these bigger than life stars, and that's one reason. I don't say this many times, but Buff Bagwell was probably one of my favorite stars also when I was younger, because he's not much older than me, but he got on TV at such a young age. I looked up to him, even though we were close in age.
Sure.
And I can remember I've always been a bigger person, and I was kind of bullied in like my early teenage years. And so like Buff was my guy because I'm like, my God, look, this guy, I wish I looked like him. The muscles, the charisma, the personality, all that stuff. And wrestling, like just in this day and age of people that all the shit that goes on in the world and how people this, that, how people judge people and stuff. Wrestling, as crazy as it sounds, can bring people together because
absolutely.
Because if you come to a Memphis wrestling show, I shouldn't say it's a show, it's a fucking event because
yes. Yeah.
From the time you walk in to the time you leave, you are having fun. I mean, it's such a high energy level. It's unbelievable. Because I've been to, since I was a kid, I'd have to say I've been to 600 or 700 shows, if not more.
Sure.
And every time I go to Memphis Wrestling, after the show, I'll text Dustin and I'll say, we just knocked that one out of the park because it gets better every single taping. We have sold out every show for probably 4 years. We've had standing room only shows. And Dustin Starr, I have the utmost respect for him as a wrestling promoter. Take our friendship out of the equation. He is absolutely putting Memphis Wrestling back on the map. He done what he said he was going to do 5 years ago, and he continues to do it every single taping. I don't know anyone that has the work ethic that he does. I don't think he sleeps.
I'm just saying.
I will be in bed and I will wake up to go to work and I'll have a text message like at 2:30 in the morning, and it'll just be like, "Hey, do you think this something about merch or something that we're going to try to sell or whatever?" And I'll be like, "Does this son gun ever sleep?" But I consider him family. Also, his family is so great, and I'm very thankful because I don't know if I've ever told this story, but when Dalton came to me about wanting to train to be a professional wrestler, I had no clue where to send him or anything, and it just so happens I work for a company, Southern Pipe and Supply, and we were at the Memphis Redbirds game in the clubhouse for a meeting. And I had to go to the restroom, and I walked out, and I knew Dustin was a wrestler. That's as far as I knew Dustin at that time. But when I walked out, I saw him walking. Well, I saw him. I saw his hair. And so I screamed out, "Dustin Starr," and he didn't turn around. He got in the elevator. So I found him on Facebook. I messaged him. And this was like on a Saturday. And I told him who I was and what Dalton was all about and stuff. And he gave me the address to the Wrestle Center. We met him on Monday afternoon. I signed Dalton up, and here we are. What, four and a half, going on 5 years later.
This summer will be 5 years.
And Dalton is a 2-time Memphis Wrestling Tag Team Champion, a Trios Champion.
Rookie of the Year,
Man of the Year. He's won countless battle royals, stuff like that, just stuff that makes me proud. And going back to like the family thing, it's like, I guess somebody said to me one time, was like, "Are you doing this because you're a wrestling fan?" And I was like, you know what? No. And somebody said, "Well, are you not jealous?" And I said this, and this is 100% true. Yeah, I'm jealous. Because I wish I had the guts back in the day to train to be a professional. That's why people that give wrestlers slack or whatever, I dare them to walk in the shoes of them, because every man and woman in that locker room deserves their kudos just for simply stepping in that ring and taking one bump, because anything could go wrong.
Sure.
And, I mean, it takes a special person to go out there and perform in front of 5 people or 500 or 5,000 people.
Absolutely.
And since he's been there, I've made numerous friends. I've met some of the greatest professional wrestlers that still will text me and checking on Dalton. I stay in touch with a few of them, of course, Buff, but Tommy Dreamer is absolutely my guy. I love Tommy Dreamer. He checks on Dalton every once in a while. And it just makes me feel good as a dad. It makes me feel good that all the cursings and all the shit that I do give him about trying, because my ultimate goal is, because people's like, you love going to Memphis Wrestling, you love watching Dalton. My ultimate goal is to not watch Dalton in Memphis Wrestling, as bad as that sounds. My ultimate goal is to be sitting on my couch on Monday nights and watch him walk out to the ring. And I fully believe that with Dustin Starr and Memphis Wrestling in this area, that is the absolute gateway to that, because I mean, Memphis Wrestling is just something special.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can't really put it into words, because a lot of people run shows in this area or run shows wherever, and and they're good shows, but this is a television show that is put together just like you see on your Friday nights. Sure. And I mean, just like you said, Tim Bosby earlier. Tim Bosby was just, I'm not sure what number, but he was in the PWI. Congratulations.
He was 160 out of the PWI 500, which is it was like around the same as like a bunch of people that are on national TV and stuff right now. He was in the mix with those people, because people don't realize how many people work for WWE, AEW, TNA, all these big companies, and he was in that mix, and that's because of Memphis Wrestling.
That is very true. And just like Aaron Roberts, he was a WWE guy. And I thoroughly believe, I know he's not in the program anymore, but I thoroughly believe that guy one day will be on top of the world somewhere. People really need to watch out for him, because he is the kind of wrestler that I liked growing up, because my guys, besides the ones I've mentioned, but Vader and Bam Bam Bigelow, Stan Hansen, those guys, Aaron Roberts has some of their attributes all together. Plus, to be as big as he is, he can fly around that ring like crazy.
Nice.
Yeah. He definitely is very good at getting to the fans too and stuff. He gets a good reaction. I mean, he gets the type of reaction you expect him to get, and he does it very well. I was going to say another thing too. We touched on this last time you were on, Big John Dalton. It was how it's a testament to Memphis Wrestling really prepares you guys to be stars in wrestling. I'm sure you know this. When you go to other indies and work the shows, you look at these guys in the locker room. People don't put money into their gear, into their appearance and stuff like that. And you come out there, you got either the bandana, the hat, the jacket, everything like that. Right. You look like a star walking out there, no matter if you're in front of a small crowd somewhere or whatever it is. You're going to steal the show based right before you even get in the ring, because you can just watch the way you carry yourself, and it's not just the gear; it's the way you carry yourself, your facials, the way you look at the camera, everything like that. That's levels above guys that are working these indies that have been in the business much longer. And I think Dustin, or I can't remember if it was Dustin or Simon, was talking about that. All the guys, I think it was Simon, was talking about all the guys that call up Memphis Wrestling like, hey, can I get on Memphis Wrestling? And they don't have a clue how to work TV. They don't know how to do any of that stuff. They're so far behind the curve. And they'll be like, well, I've been working 8 years, 9 years or whatever. And he's like, I've seen you work. And you don't work like you're ready to come on TV and stuff like that. It's like, that's the difference, like you're talking about. That's the difference with Memphis Wrestling. It's important to get trained by people that know what that looks like, that have been on TV, that know how to work that. And you're already working these cameras. Like you said, you guys have what was it? Did you tell me you guys have a 3-camera setup for Memphis? Yeah. So that's just like a TNA or something like that right there, with the number of cameras and stuff like that. So you could walk on TNA tomorrow and be TV ready. You know, when they do make that call and call you up and stuff like that to come up and work a shot or whatever, you're going to be ready. There's not going to be any, oh crap, I gotta do this. Oh crap, I gotta get gear. Oh crap, like that. You're ready to walk on TV tomorrow, and that's something 99.9%, at least in my opinion, of indie workers are not ready to do. And what are your opinion on that?
Yeah, stay ready. You ain't got to get ready.
Right. Yeah, that's how I wish a lot of people viewed it nowadays. And going back to like how is wrestling involved. I feel like that's one of those things too. Like back in the day, it was you got to go to these shows and get your reps in. But now there's places like the Memphis Wrestling Training Center where you get your reps there. You go to training Monday and Wednesday. You learn how to work the cameras and stuff, because the camera is what gets you seen. Not going to said promotion to do this, and this. And so whenever I think, like, I try to say to, like, the new trainees, like, don't worry about going here, and here. Just come to the Wrestle Center, get your reps in. Ask Dustin. Dustin's done it. He can help you. Like, and that's another thing about the Memphis Wrestling locker room. There's not one person in there that I don't call a friend. There's not one person in there that I can't go, hey, can I have some advice about this? So that's a big part of it is training and where you train and the quality of your training.
Right.
Yeah. And I think you're. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, and he talks about the locker room. Dalton's been there almost 5 years, started when he was 15, and I know I was very worried at first about how he was going to be, perceived or accepted in the locker room being so young. And I would say it's just some of the nicest people ever. They took him in, and Memphis Wrestling is one big family. Of course, you have your hiccups. People don't like some things, but overall, we get along. We all have the one end goal, because if Memphis Wrestling makes it, you make it. So,
yeah, that's one thing you can always do is bring the company up higher.
Right.
And I think you're kind of alluding to it too. Why go get hurt on some garbage show somewhere and jeopardize your spot on, you know what I mean? It's like you're saying, don't go get reps in some indie where the people, when you look at it, don't look like they have it together, where they could potentially hurt you doing anything and stuff like that. And now they're messing with your livelihood when you're booked over here on the weekend, over at Memphis Wrestling. Yeah, sure, on a Friday night you could go over here and do this shot, but is it worth it if you're going to get hurt and lose your lose your shot on TV and stuff like that? Because that guy that hurts you don't care. Right. He doesn't care because he's not on there. So, like you're saying, it's not worth it. It's worth more to come to the place you trusted, to go to work. The other promoters you work for are people you trust that have a good reputation, that work with people that you know that are safe and stuff like that. Because I know that's a big important thing too. Is you don't want to lose the progress you made and everything by going somewhere that's not reputable and getting hurt, or something bad happens there, somebody get anything like that that's unprofessional and stuff like that isn't a good look for anybody involved with Memphis Wrestling either, to go somewhere and potentially be involved with that. We'd like the stuff we saw out in California with Rampage Jackson's son and stuff like that. It's like they were a WWID program, developmental or whatever, and it's like, you gotta be kidding me. And they got somebody damn near killed. Yeah, at the same time it was happening. Yeah. Same weekend.
We were finna open the doors for a meet and greet, and you could just tell Rikishi did not want to be messed with at that time. And nobody knew what was going on, and then all of a sudden everybody's phone started buzzing. But next thing you know, they got taken off the ID program. It was like, oh, maybe that's why it's a little angry.
That was his paycheck coming in every month for them or whatever. Yeah, I'm sure those partner territories are getting paychecks every month to work with the program, and it's like, yeah, that's money off the table there that was keeping your doors open and stuff like that. So yeah, I wonder when I wonder when WWID smartens up and approaches, Dustin about, or, some more people. Because again, when you're looking at places that can develop your talent, you'd be crazy not to, like you're talking about Tommy Dreamer coming in. Hopefully he has his finger on the pulse of kind of what Memphis Wrestling is doing, and keeping his eyes on people like yourself that are, that are coming up and getting better every day and stuff like that. Because we all know he's an executive with TNA and stuff, so it's no secret. He's a good person to know in the professional wrestling business that that may have a little stroke, get somebody on the show one day, So
let me tell a little story about Dreamer.
Sure.
And I don't really know if I should really tell this, but since we're on bells and belts, whenever he was the TNA Digital Media Champion, he came into Memphis and defended the title against Main Event Bradley. And he's also a huge football fan, and his goal is to go to like every NFL arena. And I'm pretty sure at that time the only one he had left was Seattle. And just so happened that we changed our shows that week, and we actually did a Saturday show, and then we were back and do the Monday night show at the Mid-South Fair. So he flew out to Seattle and then to watch the game, then flew back, but he didn't want to take all of his luggage. So he was like, hey guys, can y'all just take my luggage with y'all? So I brought all of his luggage to my house.
Nice.
And come to find out, the real deal TNA Digital Media Championship was in the bag at my house. And
nice.
And I told him, I said, I can't believe you did that. And he was like, well, you should have got it out. And I was like, really? You wouldn't have cared if I went through your shit. And he's like, no, man. But I was like, oh my God.
Kind of pissed they got rid of that belt too, because I thought it was a cool concept.
I did too, and I actually like the belt.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. I know. To me, the international belt is like, I get it, but it's like it's kind of generic to just everything else, and it's like the digital media was different. It kind of brought back the element of the TV title, that you don't see much anymore. But with the modern twist, and I like the artwork on it and everything. I was like, this is cool. I like the Impact version and the TNA version they had. Those are both cool belts, and I was like, that was what was making TNA different. Why did they change it to another belt that just looks like something everybody else is doing in every wrestling company? It's like the digital media title was just like the X Division title, like something that was identity to TNA, like their own brainchild creation here, and they did away with it. It's like, whatever, man.
Well, like, if you don't like the name digital media or whatever, if you hear that, it's TNA. If you hear X Division, it's TNA. But if you hear international, was that the Continental title on AEW or whatever? Title it's too many people doing the same stuff and stuff. It's like, but they thought of something unique, and it's like, stick with the original stuff, because that's what gets everybody's attention. And it's like, digital media title, that's kind of different. That's kind of different. You want to see the belt, and then it was a really cool design and everything. And it's kicking myself about or wishing they hadn't have done that as a fan. It's like, man, that belt was cool. But
it really was. Good deal. As we're coming up to the top of the hour again, we thank you both for making the time for us here at Bells and Bells. BJD, go ahead and plug your social media so if you folks want to follow along with your journey.
Facebook is just Big John Dalton. On Twitter, X, it's the John Dalton 2. Instagram is real1 Big John Dalton, and of course, the most important of them all, go subscribe to Memphis Wrestling on YouTube, and then go to memphiswrestling.tv if you ever want to learn about the training, the TV tapings, the champions. It's all right there. memphiswrestling.tv. You can catch all of that. We actually have this Sunday our 5th year anniversary show, Super Bout 5, where we'll have the NWA National Champion Mike Mundo and Sue Young. They'll be there live.
Ooh, nice.
I'll be there whooping K Toomer in a survive or surrender match.
Nice.
Wow.
That's going down this Sunday at the Wrestle Center, 3296
Nice.
Westwood Drive.
Awesome. Good deal. I love that. Joey, final words.
No, just thanks for coming on tonight. This is a blast. We enjoy talking about it, catching up with you, and I hope we could do this again sometime down the road a little bit. But definitely as we see, you continue to progress and go up, and I believe in my heart one day we're going to have you on here with the Memphis Heritage Championship.
Oh, that'll be.
I do believe that's. I do believe that's coming. I do believe that in my heart.
Good deal. Hey, thanks so much for the time, guys. And we thank everybody for tuning in. If you're watching us on YouTube, before you leave, destroy that like button for us one time. It helps us get this out there in the algorithm. And tomorrow, make sure that what they need to do with this video, Joey.
Man, you need to comment later after the fact because that's another entry into our giveaway for that WWF Intercontinental belt. So make sure you go comment after the video is posted. That could be even after we go off the air. You'll be able to do regular comments, and if you do, we'll add you to another entry into the giveaway, which will be given away at the end of March. So stick with us.
Absolutely. Again, guys, thank you so much for the time. We definitely appreciate it. It's good checking in with your journey and showing us some pretty cool stuff, man. So we definitely appreciate it. And guys, tune in next week. We come back at you. I think we're doing a top 10. We don't know what top 10 we're doing yet, but we're gonna bring you all the top 10. We haven't done one in a little bit, so that's forthcoming. So for BJD, for Big Daddy, and for Joey, I'm Cedric D. We will see you guys here next week, right here on Bells and Belts.